Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Hollywood Harry Sports Show this week. Along with me, Chuck Eckert. We are at Russell Salvatore Steakhouse in Buffalo, New York. And I think, Chuck, it might as well be the Russell Salvatore Show today because we got a pretty long interview with him, a pretty compelling and interesting guy.
Very interesting. Philanthropic is his middle name, best guy in Buffalo, if you know him. Let's talk about that Miami game. He loves going to that Miami game.
What a great history he's had going down to Miami. But, yeah, what a great game. You know, a must-win. They won it. Let's just wish and hope they can play two halves like they did against the first half against Miami.
You know, they played football. They played really good. There's some times that they don't put it together, but right now they're playing some pretty darn good football, Harry.
They won 2 in a row, 3 of the last 4. Who knows? But here we go. It's the New England Patriots, the nemesis of the world for the Buffalo Bills. And we all know the scenarios, Gronk, Trey White, you know, the whole thing, Brady, Gronkowski. We all know. We don't have to even really talk about it. Everybody knows about it. They got to go in there. The stars got to align. And I'm going to go off the record. I'm on the record. I think the Bills are going to pull it out. I feel it today.
Good. I hope they do. They have to play all 3 levels of football today. Offense, defense, and special teams. We have some Pro Bowlers. We have some All-Pros this year.
Yeah, great that Kyle Williams is back in. And who else got in there? Mitcha Hyde.
Ah.
And who's the other guy? Sammy? Who's the other guy?
Well, we've got some Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
We've got some Pro Bowlers.
LaShawn McCoy. What's wrong with us? You know, I don't know.
Hey, let's talk about LaShawn McCoy. He got 10,000 yards last week.
Fantastic. What a day. Did it at home. It was fabulous. You know, what an accomplishment.
Yeah, he's a great runner. Came from Philadelphia Eagles. But right now we're playing probably the best football of our year.
Well, we're going to have to today. And by the way, I want to remind everybody next week, we're going to be at Bar Louie's on Jefferson Road in Rochester. Game starts at 1 o'clock. Come on earlier if you want to be on TV. They got great food. We're going to have a lot of fun. Bar Louie's next Sunday. Could be winning you're in. Could be all over. It's going to be interesting. But really, it's winning you're in. We got to keep winning right now.
Right. And it's our game.
Oh, by the way, Chuck, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Harry.
Okay, we're going to take a short pause, come back, and we'll talk a little bit with Russell Salvatore. And Happy New Year, everybody. Roof. Everyone knows Greg the Roofer by now, but you don't know Greg works all winter long. Siding, windows, or roofs, Greg has financing for everyone. So call 585-727-0702 for a free estimate. But don't ask for roofer. If you like comfort food, you must try McGees Country Diner. Located off Exit 41 on the New York State Thruway next to the Del Lago Casino. McGees serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Friday, it's the fish fry. Saturday, prime rib. Use your casino points from Del Lago for your meal. McGees has a dish for everyone. You must try the pig wings. So, for some real home cooking, come to McGees Country Diner for some real comfort food. Roof. Everyone knows Greg the Roofer by now, but you don't know Greg works all winter long. Siding, windows, or roofs, Greg has financing for everyone. So call 585-727-0702 for a free estimate. But don't ask for roofer. Hi, everybody. We are joined today by the one and only Russell Salvatore. Russell, I don't think we have enough time together here to talk about your life and stuff, but obviously I read your book, and it's called Well Done, From Skipping Class to First Class. Now, if you've been to your restaurant, you can see everything is first class. But let's go back to the beginning a little bit. I was reading about your father. You were born into the restaurant business.
Yes, I was. I was very, very young when my dad turned over a little corner saloon to me at the age of about 17 years old.
You were running it at 17?
At 17, I had to be one of the youngest individuals in New York State to get a liquor license.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 18.
Try and do that today, you know.
Yeah, it was very, very, very difficult. But he had a corner saloon with spittoons that people that probably don't understand what spittoons are. In those days, everybody was chewing tobacco or smoking Italian stogies or something, constantly spitting in restaurants. My gosh,
right.
Never go over with the health department today. Yeah. And that's how I started. And like the book tells you, how I improved the little corner saloon by getting rid of the spittoons and then getting rid of a lot of tables in it. And I started with a pizzeria and a pasta place. I bought tablecloths, linen napkins, and
I read that your brother would put out paper ones, and you wanted real ones.
I wanted real ones.
Because they were a penny cheaper for him, right?
Yeah, he was always very, very
Thrifty.
cheap.
Cheap, okay, yeah.
You know, I wanted to do things first class, and he just wanted to tip a customer upside down and get all the change he can get out of them.
Now, talking about your dad a little bit, you said in the book if your dad was alive today, he'd have been arrested for child abuse.
Oh, yes.
Was he pretty rough on you kids?
Very, very, very rough. Very rough. He, well, we grew up in a neighborhood that most of the people were Italian on the street, and they were very strict with their children. All the buddies of mine all grew up very, very successful. I had Frank Simonelli and went in the construction business. But I never missed a morning that I didn't go see my dad and say, "Buongiorno, Papa, come sta, Papa," give him a kiss in the morning.
Right.
When we sat down at the dinner table to eat, none of us were allowed to touch a spoon or touch anything.
Till he sat down.
Until he sat down, and
Right.
then he would say, "Buon appetito tutti quanti." In English, it says, "Good appetite, everybody." And when he would say, "Grazie tanto," that means dig in. You know what I mean? Which that means thank you very much. But he was tough. He was tough.
Do you credit your success in life to your father?
Oh, definitely.
From his toughness?
Definitely. I definitely credit it to him. I mean, I couldn't go in and anybody, customers come in, I had to say, "Hello, Mr. So-and-so, hello, Mrs. So-and-so." You definitely have to credit, all the guys in our neighborhood have to credit it to our parents.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a shame today that I'm like that with a lot of my people that come in and work for me. I mean, what's happening to this country where everybody comes into a building with a baseball hat on.
Right.
That's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I'm disgusted with the dress myself,
Oh,
you know.
and I mean,
I'm a little old school too, you know.
It is. I run my property that I'm running now. I run a very strict ship. I mean, I will not hire anybody with tattoos.
Right.
You can't come into work in with an earring in your eye.
No rings?
No rings.
I took mine out for the interview, okay?
Yeah, well, you're very fortunate because, like I spoke at different schools, and I really let them have it, and telling them, you know, it's really a shame that you guys, the women wore the jewelry in school. If you come to my restaurant, apply for a job, take it off because there's a magnet at the door that'll crush your head.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm very, very strict with that.
Well,
know?
you have a high standard, Russ, and a lot of your success, I think, has to do with your standards that you have set for yourself and your restaurant and your customers in life.
Well,
Would you agree there?
I would say yes, but they're standards that other club owners don't have them standards only because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Nothing against them. I don't want to put them down. But I spend every day, I've been doing 68 years, I'm in my property at 7 o'clock in the morning for closing every day. You've got to greet the people. Why do I so successful? I serve the same steak as anybody else.
Right.
But it's because if you come into Russell's, you're going to eat with a bread and butter plate at the table. How many restaurants you go through don't even have a tablecloth on?
Not many.
I
yeah.
mean, and the service is what makes a restaurant. Our food is not any better than anybody else. Our service is the best hospitality service in New York State.
Well, talking about you coming in here at 7 in the morning, before we did this interview, we were talking to one of your employees, and he said, people don't see the real Russ Salvatore. They see you standing here, shaking hands, kissing women. He says, Russ is here at 7 o'clock in the morning. He's in the kitchen. He's washing dishes. You are as much a part of everything as they are. And nobody would know that.
Yes. Well, you know, I mean, I bring people in, and I mean, my chef is only as good as Russ Salvatore. If he walks out tomorrow morning, I can go behind the table and do better than him. You know, here, I just was in there and they're making turkey dressing for Thanksgiving. I tasted the turkey dressing and I told them back there, it's as flat as could be.
He's a
You
little
know,
spicy.
I said, get a little garlic, salt, pepper,
Yeah.
put some stuff in here. And I seasoned it up the way it had to be tasted.
All right,
I dropped it when I tell you.
We'll talk more about this when we come back. Stay right there. We'll be right back with Russ Salvatore.
Roof. Everyone knows Greg the Roofer by now, but you don't know Greg works all winter long. Siding, windows, or roofs, Greg has financing for everyone. So call 585-727-0702 for a free estimate. But don't ask for roofer.
Be smart and go to sleep cheap for their back-to-school sale. How about a twin for $89? Bull $129, Queen $139, King $179. And get free delivery with a student ID. Here's a Queen pillow top set for only $299. With 2 locations to serve you, it's cheap, 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 cheap. Okay, we're back with Russ Salvatore. Now, we are called the Hollywood Harry Sports Show for now. So let's talk a little about sports. Russ, you've been a lifelong Bills fan.
Yes.
And you were just telling me that this is the first year you haven't taken the whole entourage down to Miami for the game. What's going on?
Well, you know what? We used to do it with big, like, have 1,800 people at Shooters. Shooters closed down. And now we're about 400 or 500 people. I still have the party at the Blue Martini,
Right.
which is in the Galleria Mall in Fort Lauderdale. It's changed a little bit because there's so many Buffalo people living in Miami. They come, it's like one big class reunion. This year I have to miss because our beautiful NFL that does what I think of them, beep beep. There are no men they don't have a background to stand up for people are looking for. They schedule games on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Let me tell you,
What are they thinking?
I'm so upset about it. I was one of the first 40 guys to buy season tickets for the Buffalo Bills. I'm pretty sure I'm going to tell them to shove it this year.
Yeah.
Because when you schedule games, that you should be with your family. And I've been in the restaurant business, I told you, 68 years. I have never taken a holiday. Every Mother's Day, every Father's Day, every Thanksgiving, I am with my customers. New Year's Eve, can you picture me going down to Miami on New Year's Eve?
No, you can't leave here. It's
One of the biggest
yeah.
nights of the year, for God's
So
sake.
it's all coming to an end this year because the NFL scheduling. That sucks.
All
you know?
because of the
Yeah.
NFL schedule. They don't care no more.
Of all the Buffalo Bills, if you are a Buffalo Bill and you haven't come into one of Russell's restaurants, you were under a rock. Who are some of your favorite players over the years that come to your mind?
Well, in my players, I'm going to go back to the years I enjoyed Jake LaManna.
Yeah.
Remember him? Kemp.
Yeah.
Kemp was a gentleman. It was a different era of people. I mean, I'm going to Paul Sestek, Paul McGuire. I mean, that's
Does Paul McGuire all come in still, or is he around?
he stops
He's still
in
around.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, he still comes around.
Okay.
And we're going back 25 years now with these two guys.
Oh, all of
I
that.
mean, there was one big happy family, and everybody used to meet together. It was a lot different than it is with.
How about the modern Bills? Did Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas,
Yeah.
all them come around? Did you
Yeah.
get to know them?
Yeah,
Bruce
I got
Smith
to be
and-
close with Jim.
Yeah.
Thurman Thomas and I just did a charity event a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
You know, they're still in the picture.
Right.
Not that many of them anymore. The new ball players, I would say, I'm not that close with.
Right.
Number one, I don't care if they come in my restaurant because they look like hell. You follow me?
Yeah, I
if
do.
they're listening,
Yeah.
I do not want you coming into my
I've been
restaurant.
around them. I know what they
You
look
know
like.
that?
Yeah,
I mean, they
yeah.
don't know what proper attire means. They don't
Yeah.
dress no more. They must go to sleep with a baseball hat.
Well, obviously, Russ, in your 84 years, you've seen a lot of change in a lot of things. That's a fact, just by living that long.
Yes.
The people, the food, the trends, the whole thing. Talk about some of the highlights in your 84 years in the restaurant business. Now, I know there's been some lowlights as far as this goes. You said in your book that it's a good way to ruin a family and not raise kids.
Yes.
Or the proper way, because it takes so much of your time. But what are some of the highlights that that you've had in the restaurant business?
Well, being in the restaurant business is I've discouraged quite a few boys that were going to go into it because today, you got to remember, I went to school, and because of my dad insisting I work, I don't have an education.
Mm-hmm.
The education I got is from being with people talking. But as far as the computers and that like that, I would have to tell people today, do not go into this business. Stay something where you're going to work 5 days.
Come home.
From home, be with your family.
Yeah.
All the kids today have great IQs. They all go to college. And, I mean, in our days, very few went to college. They either worked construction, we became contractors, or either saloon keepers. But if you were to go down a block and go anybody in the restaurant business, there isn't one that is married.
Right.
They all go through divorces. You have to devote your life. I had no family life with my children. They all grew up big and good because I had the same pattern as my father taught me. My son's in the restaurant business. But they go a step further. They have the education that they go by percentages. The personal touch of being with a customer there is gone.
Right.
It's all fast change. There'll be no individual restaurants eventually. It's the fast change. They go percentages. They don't care if they charge. If you're not doing money, they raise the prices.
Right.
You know?
Now, Russ, there's so many things in the book that I can't get to because of time, but I loved what you said. If you didn't build this place, you were going to die.
I would have died.
Okay, because this obviously is your life. 90 hours a week, this is your life. But you were, not a young man when you decided to do this, and you're thinking, geez, everybody must have thought you were crazy.
Well, they all told me I was crazy, but I mean, I turned the other property to my son. They'd like to do it their way. And I thought I could retire. I couldn't do it. I cried every night. I missed the public.
Wow.
So all my buddies, I'm 75 years old, and I built it. I built it in 6 months, a 100-room hotel and a restaurant. I always wanted a steakhouse. For a steakhouse, for a real reason, it separates you from an Italian restaurant.
Yes.
Italian restaurants, everybody likes their mother's sauce. They don't.
Yeah.
You buy a good steak and serve it, you get the pats on the back.
Yeah.
But I mean, I came back when I was 75, and I love it more than I ever did.
Well, your restaurant is bigger than larger than everything that's anywhere around here. When they say in the book, they call you one of the most successful restaurateurs in Western New York. I think in the world, for that matter, for an individual restaurant. You're not, chain restaurants are one thing, but, as an individual, there's no bigger than Russ Salvatore's steaks, chops. See, you got a lot on there, Russ,
Well, we're fortunate. I mean, if you were to a website by the name of Open Table, you go on Open Table, we are at #1 in every category. All but wine. I think this wine thing, $300, $400 for a bottle of wine is ridiculous.
People come in and buy it?
They buy it.
Well,
They buy it. I mean, but they're on a credit card.
Okay.
They're beating the company, but they'll take one. Can you imagine taking a sip of wine and it's costing you $30 for a sip?
No, I can't.
I
I personally never got the wine thing. I don't know about yourself.
No.
Are you a wine connoisseur, or you've been around it long enough?
I'm only a vodka connoisseur.
Vodka connoisseur.
And I drink plenty of it every night.
How many steaks have you had, Russ?
Well,
Do you remember the number in the book?
Oh, God, I don't know how many.
Some thousands, lots of thousands, lots of drinks.
They didn't put down how many steaks in the book. It says how many cows did you eat.
How many cows did you eat? Okay. Well, I want to read one last thing here. We could sit here with Russ for another 25 minutes, longer than that, but I want to read one last excerpt from the back of his book that I thought was a real interesting thing and a metaphor for everybody in life. I said before, age is only a number and time is only a place. Before destiny finds me at the bus stop, I will continue to eat, drink, cry, and laugh with all my friends. I've made on my journey of 84 years. This is not the end, but a new beginning. So until we eat again, thank you all. And thank you, Russ Salvatore.
Thank you for taking the time with me.
My pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be right back. We are at Rocco, 165 Monroe Avenue here in Rochester, New York. I'm with head chef and owner Mark Hupelo. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great, Harry. Good to see you.
Mark, you're going to whip up a couple of dishes here. Tell us what they are.
Well, we're going to do two of our dishes that we do here at the restaurant. One is a pasta puttanesca in cartoccio, which means baked in a parchment bag. The other dish is going to be a pizza that we do with ham and eggs.
Oh, ham and egg pizza.
Ham and egg pizza. Yep. Okay, so very quickly, the pasta puttanesca, I have par-cooked linguine here. You should use a long pasta. Bucatini, linguine are best. A little bit of basic tomato sauce, a little bit of finely chopped black olive, capers, a little bit of anchovy, finely chopped, some crushed red pepper, good amount, spicy dish, and some fresh parsley. I'm going to put a little bit of what we made here is a garlic oil, just garlic infused oil. Just mix that all together. Okay, so now we're just going to put this pasta in the middle of the bag, and we're just going to start to fold it from the edge, making a seal as you go. We're going to do a quick pizza, ham and eggs. So I've got the ricotta on the pizza, a little black pepper, a little bit of olive oil. Now this pizza, the only trick to this one is that you're going to bake it halfway, and then you're going to add your ham and eggs and finish it. You want a soft cooked egg, like a sunny side up egg, nice and runny when the pizza comes out. Here's the finished product on the puttanesca. Then you're just going to take a little scissors or a steak knife, peel it open. Great method of cooking. You've sealed all the flavors inside.
Beautiful pasta
puttanesca. Once you open it, you can put a little parsley.
You pro chefs got to
little cheese.
give it glamour.
That's
Okay,
it.
how about the pizza now?
And there's your pizza. Nice. All your white is cooked. Your yolks are very soft and runny, which is what you want. Your
Okay,
ham.
there you have it. From Rocco on Monroe Avenue and Chef Mark Cupolo. Roof. Everyone knows Greg the Roofer by now, but you don't know Greg works all winter long. Siding, windows, or roofs. Greg has financing for everyone. So call 585-727-0702 for a free estimate. But don't ask for roofer. If you like comfort food, you must try McGees Country Diner. Located off Exit 41 on the New York State Thruway next to the Del Lago Casino. McGees serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Friday, it's the fish fry. Saturday, prime rib. Use your casino points from Del Lago for your meal. McGee's has a dish for everyone. You must try the pig wings. So, for some real home cooking, come to McGee's Country Diner for some real comfort food. Roof. Everyone knows Greg the Roofer by now, but you don't know Greg works all winter long. Siding, windows, or roofs. Greg has financing for everyone. So call 585-727-0702 for a free estimate. But don't ask for roofer.
My next guest is the one and only coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Tom Landry. Tom, how you doing?
Well, great. Nice to be with you this morning.
29 years was it with the Dallas Cowboys?
29 we're starting this year.
Tom, when Danny White throws an interception on the 2-yard line with 5 seconds left, and everyone in the stadium's going crazy except you, how do you remain so cool and calm all the time?
Well, I think I've really tried to train myself to concentrate. You know, I believe that athletes and coaches, that the most important thing, most important quality is to be able to concentrate when everything is falling down around you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've trained myself to do that, and that's why I seem to be so calm and under control at that time.
Mm-hmm. Are the Dallas Cowboys rebuilding right now?
We're rebuilding. I think the league itself, as you know, is a cycle. You know, it's taking the teams at the top in the draft and putting them down at the bottom, and the bottom teams at the top.
Right. Now your biggest nemesis, the Washington Redskins, did win the Super Bowl last year.
They really did, and they did a great job. Washington has done a good job on the Joe
Do you
Gibbs.
think they can repeat this year?
It's very hard to repeat. You know, you look. Everybody looks forward to the time they can win a championship, and when they win a championship, you have that little letdown, you know, that comes afterwards, and that's just enough normally to keep you out of the Super Bowl.
Are Herschel Walker and Tony Dorsett going to be in the backfield this year? There's always a little controversy going on with that.
Tony's had a great career with us. You know, he's gained 12,000 yards, and he wants to go out on a high note, and we're really rebuilding our football team around Herschel Walker. And we're trying to trade Tony because that's what he wants right now, and I hope we can, because I think he deserves to go out in the way that he wants to go out.
Now, last year was the strike season. How did that affect your team?
It was a disaster, really. The strike was for us. You know, the replacement teams came in, and we had people walking across the picket lines, and so by the time we got back in, our morale was just completely destroyed. And we kind of recovered towards the end of the year, but it was a tough year for us.
Now, Tom, everybody's seen you strutting along the sidelines for 29 years. A lot of people, especially the young people out there, didn't even know that you were a player one time. You played with the New York Giants.
Yeah, actually, I came up the first year with the New York Yankees. You have to go way back to catch that, because that was when they had the two leagues before. And those two leagues merged together in 1950, and I went over with the New York Giants, and I spent 10 years with them as a player, and as a player coach, and then as a coach.
And when you started coaching, you and Vince Lombardi were both assistants for the Giants.
Right. When Steve Owens stepped down in 1950, after the 1953 season, Jim Lee Howe stepped up to be the head coach, and we got Vince off of the campus over at Army, and he came over to handle the offense, and I handled the defense. And
What was that like working with Vince Lombardi?
Oh, it was great. Vince was just as tough as he looked like he was in the Green Bay Packers, and we taught him really the professional game, because he came out of the college at that time, and we coached side by side until '59 when he went to Green Bay, and then 1960 I went to Dallas.
Well, Tom, we're assured you're a spot in the Hall of Fame, and want to wish you good luck with the up-and-coming season, and hope you have another 29 good years.
Thanks
for taking a little time.
It's a pleasure to be
Tom
with you.
Landry.
Thank you.
Roof. Everyone knows Greg the Roofer by now, but you don't know Greg works all winter long. Siding, windows, or roofs, Greg has financing for everyone. So call 585-727-0702 for a free estimate, but don't ask for roofer. Here at Sleep Cheap, we have thousands of satisfied customers. Here's just a few.
I found this queen mattress at Sleep Cheap for only $3.99. Everywhere else in town, they wanted $1,000.
I shopped all over town for a king mattress, and I found the best value at Sleep Cheap.
I bought a great mattress for myself at Sleep Cheap, and while I was there, I bought a twin for my grandson for only $69.
With 2 locations to serve you, it's cheap. Roof. Everyone knows Greg the Roofer by now, but you don't know Greg works all winter long. Siding, windows, or roofs, Greg has financing for everyone. So call 585-727-0702 for a free estimate, but don't ask for roofer. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Hollywood Harry Show. Chuck, we had him for 3 quarters, couldn't get it done.
You know, our offense puttered. They puttered.
Yeah.
They weren't good.
Listen, New England's just a better team. What are you going to do? As much as we all dreamed of winning and let's get in the playoffs, just doesn't happen. It's the Patriots, and they're the Patriots.
Did we get robbed on that touchdown?
Yes, we did get robbed, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, because we got crushed in the second half, you know?
Where to from here?
Bar Louie's in Rochester, Jefferson Road, next Sunday, 1 o'clock. Come there a little before it's going to be on TV. Miami, okay?
Miami Dolphins, yeah.
We know all about Miami. We just saw them, and they're going to want revenge. And this game may or may not mean something for the Bills. I wish they won this so they control their own destiny. Now 6,800 combinations got to happen to get in. I almost don't think they deserve to be in the playoffs, okay?
I think if we get in, we're probably going to get our butts beat in the first game. I know that there's a lot of football left. I think all of a sudden the Bills have maybe said to themselves, we probably need a better quarterback.
Well, I think this was the last couple games we're going to see what Tyrod's made of. I think we're going to have to move on in the quarterback situation. We've been talking about it for 2 years. Here we go. Hey, nothing against Tyrod. He's a class act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just want to remind everybody, next week, Bar Louie's on Jefferson Road. Roofer bet 4,000 shingles here because he won last week. He lost it all. I'm going to loan him some more shingles, but he's living with cider now.
Okay.
He's found a companion, cider.
Not gutter.
No, cider, okay. So at least he's not homeless, you know?
And ladies and gentlemen, Greg the Roofer is in Buffalo and Rochester.
Coming to Buffalo.
Coming to Buffalo. If you want to have a great roofer take care of your house, he's the guy. Greg the Roofer. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you enjoyed Russell Salvatore and Tom Landry. Happy New Year. See ya.